was really important. Getting 3 out of 4 wins under our belt, kinda showed us what we could do, with the season going forward. So, it was really good for us.
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly trying to get them to understand their confidence is through their work, but I mean, everybody knows you get a couple wins and it starts the momentum train moving forward. So that was good. I think the coaching staff believes that this team is capable of doing things down the stretch, both in a game and in the season. The kids need to feel that too. So it was really good. And I hate letting somebody get out on Sunday after you win a series and let them feel good about it. But that was the first message in the locker room was, hey, it wasn't so clean today on Sunday, but don't take anything away from the fact that you beat a good club and you did it the right way. It was two good baseball games on Saturday. So
I mean, it's always good when you hit barrels, and during practice, that's kinda what we focus on. So, um, it's nice to see what we do in practice translate to games. It's a lot of fun, um, especially when I'm doing it with guys that I call my brothers. So it's a good time, and I'm really
well,
enjoying
my
it.
favorite
So
thing is he literally handed the game away in the bottom half of the sixth, and then came back in the top half of the seventh and said, "Well, I'm going to keep competing, and call it a big hit or whatever. It's what the kid's capable of doing." And I was really encouraged to see how he would act after he made that error. And well, he didn't pout about it. He didn't, throw his glove or keep his head down. He knew he had a next action that he needed to be fully engaged in, and he was fully engaged in it. And boom, there we go. And then the best part about it is when he slid into second. Yes, he was excited, but he act like he'd done it before because he has done it before. So it's becoming expected. And like we said to start this, I think that's where confidence is bred, is when you believe that you deserve to have positive results because of the work you've put in. And him and the rest of the guys, they've just really been doing that work. So looking forward for all of them to feel that juice.
yeah, so I mean, I made that error. And I wasn't really worried because I did the math in my head. I knew I was going to be up in a certain situation where guys were going to be on base. So I wasn't too worried. So um, I knew I had to try and do something to try and get my team back in it, and that's what I did.
It's a very individualized approach during the week, making sure that, specifically the guys on the mound that, maybe are still feeling their way through it, changing up their stimuli, how they get their preps. Uh, a phrase we use often around here is you're going to get what you always got if you put the work in that you've always put in. So if you don't like the results, let's change it. Let's do it a little bit different. So we're throwing some stuff against the wall with some of those guys, and there's some talent on there that they need to believe that they're talented because they are. And as soon as they start to believe, it's gonna really flip in a hurry. Offensively speaking, the group as a whole, the big push is put the ball in play and make sure that we make the defense play catch. So the more and more that we do that, we've talked a couple times about it. Every game that we are in down the stretch is because we've done a lot of ball and dirt reads or forcing the action in the outfield. Uh, the last group we played, they caught wind of it pretty quick, and we put up 8 runs, and all of a sudden the center fielder started throwing everybody out. But we're going to keep pushing, and that was good to see our processes and our objectives start to come to light. And then, like I said, we just handle them individually throughout the week, and hopefully create more of that positive momentum this weekend.
We just gotta try and stay focused. Been practicing really hard this week, um, and we just gotta um, give 100% with our effort and focus. So I think we'll be all right.
It's a tournament feel, so it can kind of give you a foundation for when we get into late April, early May of, hey, this is what it is to get up a little bit earlier, take BP in a cage setting, play a game at 11, all that kind of stuff is very randomized at the end of the year. So I really like that our conference has this because it does. It feels like the conference tournament. And then for us, it's just, yeah, handle you, and the coaching staff will handle the scatter report, and we'll make sure that you know where you're supposed to be and when. But handle your process, your objectives, and we'll be just fine. You know, Brett's best pitch after his fastball has, been his changeup year in and year out, and he's really, got a I guess I'm losing the word for it, but basically they know his changeup is a good pitch, and his changeup was not good. And we went to his slider to punch people out with, and on pitch 100, I think that was his maybe fifth changeup of the day, and he shook to it. It was his call. He decided, I want to throw this. It's my best pitch. It ain't been so good, but I know this is the right time for it. He executed it, and he punched the last guy out that he saw. So that confidence is really good. And, that just dog mentality that, I'm going to stick to what I do well and throw the friggin' thing through the zone and make them have to compete with their bats. So more and more we're getting that. And then, like I said, I alluded to it. There's some individuals that we're doing some specific things with throughout the week that hopefully they can start to grab some of that confidence and just go execute it, because there's talent, man. It just needs to get better.